this one is tough, only because hair is so stubborn. It doesn't want to come out. It doesn't want to go away. And if you're trying to transition, it's one of the worst things ever. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle, and today I want to talk about hair removal. Okay, so to start, I have a few different products here that I used over the course of probably, I want to say, about 2 years. And I didn't do it religiously probably as much as I should have, and that's my own fault. So the results probably could have been a little faster, but most hair removal places you go to, it requires about 18 months worth of going to anyway, and each place will vary based off of your location. So for me, my hands were super hairy, like my knuckles, back of my hands, stuff like that. My arms, pretty much up to around my elbow. And it wasn't too bad here. I didn't have a lot of chest hair. And like down like the pelvic area and like the pubic area, like I didn't have like a lot of, the normal amount of hair. Oh my God, it sounds so stupid. Anyway, there wasn't not a lot of, like I wasn't super hairy. Like, some people are just, their big hairy chest and their back and their shoulders, and like my grandfather, he was like that. Like he looked like a werewolf. Okay. So I didn't have a lot of that hair. And once when I started on the hormones, if you watch my last video, I kind of talk about how the hormones affect your body and what it does. And one of the things that it does is like it helps thin out your hair. So it like your face is kind of like a hard, bristly, thick hair. And same as like the pubic area is same thing. It's like the same hair as your, as your face and stuff. So it's like that hard, bristly type hair. And the hormones kind of thin the actual physical hair from like a thick hair down to like a smaller hair. Like as it falls out and then it regrows. I think the hair cycle is like every 8 weeks or so. It's like, the cycle of the hair coming in. And what I noticed was the hair was like the hair on my chest, like whatever little hairs there were kind of either turning blonde or they just disappeared, which was okay, cool. Hair on my arm, I noticed like a lot of blonde hairs all of a sudden, which was strange, and I thought that was maybe just like sun bleached or something. I don't even know. But anyways, yeah, so it was like the hair was getting kind of blonde. It was kind of thinning out a little bit. The hair on my hand was not thinning out that much. I'll kind of put a picture probably right over here, just so you can see like an old picture of like my hand and everything. And yeah, it was annoying. So when I was starting the whole transition period, trying to find, a place, or trying to figure out like, okay, these are all the steps that I need to do. So if I'm going to transition, I need to, get rid of whatever hair I have, because that's what women, they don't have big hairy arms, and they don't have a big hairy face, and they don't have like all this hair. And if you actually go look, like pay attention, like go somewhere and actually look at like cis women just walking around, like you'll see like some of them have hairy arms. It's just, it is what it is, So nobody's perfect. Everyone is different. Everyone's body is different. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So with that said, I noticed, no. So with that said, I finally found a place, and every location, every state, country is going to have a different place that does like either laser hair removal or electrolysis. I never tried the electrolysis, so I can't tell you how that was and how that felt. But I heard it's not pleasant, but neither was the laser. So, pick your poison, I guess. I did hear from some people that did have the electrolysis, though, it does take a little bit longer, and I think it's more sessions. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But so I found a laser hair removal place, and I set up my first appointment or consultation, and they told me it was going to be $3,500 to do my hands and my arms up to, I think it was like 3 fingers above the elbow. $3,500, and I mean, that covered both hands, but like, come on, really? So, yeah, I did it because I didn't know that I should have done a little more research, maybe, or I knew of like there was at-home product, but I didn't think that they were going to be that great. You know, I needed results. I needed instant results. I wanted to look the best. I didn't want to be called out. I wanted to make sure that I was real. You know, like I was true. Like this is whatever, you know. And so I went to this place and I started doing, you know, I got there the first day, and they sit me down, and there's like this big machine off to the side, and she starts marking up my arm into like quadrants, and using like kind of like a white tip, like a skin pencil or skin marker, and so then she turns on the machine and she goes, okay, you ready? And I said, okay, let's do it. And she starts zapping away. Now, everybody is going to have a different pain tolerance level. And it's going to feel different for everyone. And and from doing a lot of video, not me, but from watching other people's videos, a lot of people say, oh, it's like elastic band slapping on your, like, kind of like, you know, if you're taking like this and you're slapping elastic, like letting it go and just kind of slapping your arm, you know, it's kind of like a stinging sensation. And yeah, I'll agree with that. It's definitely stings. Certain areas were much worse than others for me. So on my hand, the knuckles here hurt like crazy. There was a large, thick patch of hair here. This area hurt a lot. And kind of where it's like bony, the hair follicle is really shallow. So it's like closer to the nerve, and closer to the nerves, I think, from what I read, and it causes, you know, it can cause more discomfort or pain. So definitely these areas. And then on my arm, this area here didn't really hurt at all. Obviously, there's no on your elbow, there's no nerve endings, so like you don't feel anything here. So this area didn't hurt at all, and this area didn't hurt at all. But then when you get to like here, where it's kind of like the bone that runs up here, this hurt a lot. And in the session, you know, the session probably lasts half an hour, and they do both. I did both hands, both arms, per each session, and then you go back every 8 weeks. So, yeah, it sucked. Like, it sucked a lot. Like, it was not fun for like probably the first like 4 sessions. It hurt like a lot for me. I mean, anyway, for me, and I have a pretty high pain tolerance, and some of it just like it hurt. I don't know, like especially on my hand. Like it was not fun. And I'm not trying to discourage you, and I'm not trying to say, oh my God, like don't do it. Just, you know, I'm just letting you know, like that was my experience. And some people have said like, oh, it doesn't bother me, it doesn't hurt, like it whatever, you know. I don't know, it sucked, it hurt. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And yeah, so I did that for 18 months, and I spent the $3,500. And knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have done it. There's other methods, and I'm going to show you. So what I learned from that after spending all that money, and my ex was not happy because I kind of did it without saying anything, because it was a lot of money to spend, and the place, luckily, the place I went to, they had like a payment plan, so I just kind of paid monthly for it to, to pay it off, so I didn't have to pay like a whole lump sum up front. And yeah, after that, I was like, well, I have to do my face here and up and down, like that stuff. And I haven't even thought about like bottom surgery and like making sure like the hair, like the bikini area is gone. Like I haven't even thought about that yet. I was like, hey, here, I need this gone. How much is that? And they said 4,000. No, thank you. So I said, oh, okay, well, I'll get back to you. And I left, and I was super discouraged, and I was frustrated, and I thought this was hopeless. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I have 5 o'clock shadow everywhere. It's like, I can't do this. I don't have the money for it. I can't. I almost gave up. Like, I felt like this was like just such a waste of time, and it was so frustrating. So then I started really doing research online, and I found, I came across a few different places. There wasn't too many to choose from. This was, let me see, this was like 2016 maybe when I did this. I'm going to say about 2016. So at the time, there wasn't like a lot of at-home laser hair removal. And the one I did come across is this one here. So this one's called the Tria Laser X or something like that, Laser 3X. And what it does is, it looks kind of like an alien object, I know. And on the top here, there's your power button. And it's got an LCD screen that has like a little counter on it, and it keeps track of how many times it zaps. So when I was looking at this online, I was like, how can this actually be efficient? How can this actually work well? And they wanted $350 for it. So I weighed the options. 4,350. 4,350. Guess what? This one. So bit the bullet and I bought it. And it came in. And it comes in like a, nice hard box, and it was like a whole big, like, beautiful looking kit thing, and it opened up, and it was kind of like a magnetic, like, lid to it, and, manual, and it comes with like a charging port, which is right here. And I said, okay, so let's do this. But now I remembered what it felt like for my hands and my arm, although the arm wasn't that bad, it was more the hands. And I said, oh my God. So I started, all the while I was waiting for this thing to be delivered and looking at everything up, I was researching what the pain level was for your face. And from what everyone was saying is, it's like the worst pain ever, like ever. And I said, oh boy. So I went to my doctor's. I had like a regular checkup anyway. And so I went to my doctor, and I was talking to my doctor. I said, hey, listen, I'm going to do laser hair removal on my face. Is there something I can do to help lessen the pain? And she prescribed me with lidocaine. And it was like I don't remember the dosage. It was just like a low dose, but it was like a prescription. It was prescription grade, so it wasn't something you could get over the counter. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. So it comes in like a little tube, and you put it, you kind of rub it on the areas that you want. And then you put, sounds really funny, you put a cellophane saran wrap, and you put that kind of like on the area, and you let it sit. The longer you let it sit, the more numb your face gets. So I would do that. I would put it on, and as soon as I felt it, like, you kind of poke, and you're like, okay, I think it's numb, yeah. The fun begins. So what you do is turn it on. There's a little laser on the bottom. Makes the sound. and that gives you this light. This sensor here does like a skin tone check to make sure that during your research, if you're darker skinned, it warns against you could potentially or possibly burn your skin because the pigmentation is too dark for the laser to pick up, so it ends up like burning the skin. So this laser kind of does like a check to make sure that you're ready and that it can do your skin tone. Okay, so now on the top here, you've got your counter, your battery life, and over here it's got your strength level 1 through 5. Okay, 1 being the least strongest and 5 being like the strongest the laser can get. So at that point you have your tip here, okay, and you just hold it and you're done. And you just do that all over your face and all over wherever you have to go. So we'll do it again. Just like that. And when you're done, it shuts off. So once when I started doing this, yeah, the pain was off the chart. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this. I don't even care. Like, it was off the chart for me. Like, it was awful. It was awful, awful, awful. I don't care. It was awful. And this area here, that one hurt. That hurts. That hurts a lot. That's really, really sensitive, really tender there. And on the lip level, my God, this edge that hurts, like right on the lip here. Some spots on the chin. I mean, kind of like on the jawbone line. That hurts a lot because the bone is there, so the follicle is like closer to the surface. Sucks. It hurts. But I want you, there's a big but with this. Big but. Don't let it stop you from doing what you want to do and who you want to be. Like, beauty hurts, and you can get through it. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. Like, if you look at all the people that have gone through it and done it, okay? Like, I went and I did it. It's just on how much and how motivated you are. And I was pretty motivated. I was like, I need to get this done. Like, I'm ready for me. I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. I'm ready to be Michelle. I don't want to be this other person anymore that I wasn't happy with, that wasn't me. This is me. And yeah, so I sucked it up and I did it. And I went through and I did it. Now, they say with each one is going to be a little bit different. And this is not the gospel. There's so many different options out there. So do your own research. This is the one that I chose because this is the one that was the only one kind of like FDA approved or whatever on the market that was like, yes, this is an at-home actual laser hair removal. So, and this, by the way, this is also not sponsored by them or anything like that. So with this here, this is an actual IPL. It's a impulse laser. So it actually is like the laser itself, and it's not as strong as the professional grade if you go to like a business, but it works. Like, it legit works. And stick with it, and it'll work. Fun fact, if you go to the dentist and you have to get any work done and they do any numbing for whatever reason, like I had to go get a filling fixed or something like that on my side over here, and they numbed this whole side. When I got home, what do you think I did? I blasted my face, like 100%. I had it on max. I had it on max, and I was like zapping away just like a mad woman, and felt nothing. That was great. That was fantastic. Like, that worked amazing. And I was like, right. So anyway, yeah, that was just stick with it. Don't let that dictate Like, don't let the fact that this is going to hurt. It's obviously like, it's not like the worst thing in the world, and I know I made it sound like it's like, oh my god, it's terrifying, but you can do it. Like, it's manageable. You can do it. Just stick with it. Maybe do it, start off on the lowest setting and just kind of do it here and there as much as you can tolerate, and then stop. Like, don't torture yourself. And then it's each one. I think each one's different, and it says like, do it. Like, I think this one was like once a week. I think this one you can do because the strength was not. But the hair cycle like runs like every 8 weeks anyway. But it made me feel better about myself and about, hey, I'm making progress. So I kind of did it like every other day or like a couple times a week, which may have been too much, but whatever. So yeah, that was the one thing that saved me pretty much. Like, saved face. I was like, I can't do this, and then I found that, and it works. Like, give it a try. Like, do your research, figure out which ones, and they actually work. Like, get like a quality one. They are expensive, not as expensive as going to like an actual place and having it done, but they are expensive. So just be prepared for that. So fast forward now. Now I had this kind of under control. I figured out, I still have like little hairs and things every once in a while. Like, if I go like I don't shave every day. Like, I still kind of shave like probably once a week just to clean up like a couple of little random hairs that I don't know, I can't get rid of. It's whatever. But again, if you go like talk to actual like cis woman, like they have hair. Like, so you're not any different. Like, it's okay. Anyway, next I needed. Now my brain was like, okay, cool. We're going, right? And I was like, all right, my bottom surgery. Like, what do I got to do? I start looking it up, right? And they're like, oh, now again, every place is different. Where I live in Massachusetts, I went to the Boston hospitals, and their requirements for bottom surgery, which is I'm gonna have a whole bunch of videos on, because there's a lot to talk about. One of the requirements was you have to be completely hairless. Like, no, you have to have hair removal, yada yada, whatever. So I said, oh, great, another 18 months I have to wait, and blah blah blah, whatever. So that was like discouraging too. So yeah, I took out old trusty here, and I started I'm sorry, I should have like said like, and this is kind of like, I guess, like a common sense thing, but it might not be common sense. I don't know. I apologize if that like came across rude. Is make sure you shave. Like, you can't have hair and then zap on top of the hair. Like, you need to make sure you shave. So just FYI. So anyway, so you shave, and again, I started off like at the lowest setting because I didn't know like what the pain was gonna feel like down there. And that one wasn't bad. Like, it literally wasn't that bad. The hair is super thick and coarse, like I was saying, as the same as up here, but it wasn't as intense as up here. Certain areas as you go down and under gets a little tender, but it's definitely manageable. And just take your time, go slow, like work your way up to. What I found is, as the hair thins out and starts getting less and less, the pain gets less and less. So with my hands and arms, the first 4 sessions were like super intense. Like, the hair clusters were so tight together. It was like really, 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 really intense. And that's where like the pain was like a lot, because it was like a huge area being attacked at once. It wasn't like an individual hair. It was a whole bunch. And the same thing is going to happen down there. You're going to be a whole bunch of hairs going to be attacked, and it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to sting. You're going to get that stinging sensation. And yeah, you're just going to suck it up. Do it. Like, you want this. Like, this is what you want. So do it. And you kind of just get it done, and you make your way through, and you make your way up the levels, and the hair you start slowly noticing, like, hey, there's less and less hair coming back. Cool, you know? And I just kept doing it. I kept doing it like every other day. I didn't even care. I was like, whatever. Even if it doesn't have results, I feel better knowing that I'm blasting. Like I'm going to town on it, you know? And yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see like the hair kind of just go away, and it was like it just made me feel so much better every single day at knowing. And then I was like, okay, so maybe there's got to be like a different way of like maybe something with like less pain. Now this is like already now fast forward maybe a couple of years, like 2018, 19, 2019 maybe beginning of 2019. More stuff came out. There was more stuff on the market available, and one of the things that I found was this one here called Silken Infinity. Now this one is oh no, this is an IPL. I'm sorry, the other thing is not an IPL. The other thing was just a laser. This is an impulse light. So what this does is there's like a light bulb in here, and this is like a sensor, and this works the same way. It's got this big button on top here. You put it to your face and you click, and it flashes a big light, and it's like a bulb, and you feel the heat, like it's hot. And this was not as effective as this. It definitely wasn't as effective. But again, this was an old model. It's like a first gen model, so probably wasn't as effective as some of the newer stuff. Like some of the newer stuff I've seen, like people have been raving about some of the newer generation stuff of like the impulse light that work fantastic. And the good news about these is they literally do not hurt. There is no pain involved at all, like that I noticed. I still use this to this day. Like I'll kind of like use it on my legs to like thin it out. I'll use it every once in a while. I just feel like the need. I'm like, okay, let me just do my face over again to hopefully get those little stragglers. Okay, cool. And I went all the way under with this bad boy, and yeah, it helped. Like it definitely helped. I kind of did it in like combination with the two of them. I did this one definitely a lot more than the other one. But yeah, this worked. Like this worked pretty good. And so on the back, same thing. None of these are sponsored. I'm just showing you what I used and what I, just to help you like say, hey, like it's okay to try these products. Like you're gonna spend a little bit of money, but yeah. If this product is going for, $50, it's probably not legit, and it's probably not going to work very well. Unfortunately, like these do cost, $200, $300, $400. So just be prepared. Underneath on this one, same thing. It's got the different settings, 1 through 5. It's the intensity of the light, so how much you, how much you want to be able to get done, if you can tolerate like the higher, which again, that one definitely did not hurt. So that was thumbs up. Cool. And one of the other things that kind of like helped me along is this little guy right here. So what this is not a hair removal. I mean, it is a hair removal, but you turn it on. It's got a little blade inside. You put the cap back on, and this can kind of fine tune, any hair here or hair that you missed or hair that underneath you, anything you want to try to clean up. It's just like a trimmer. So that's like an effective way just to like help clean up. During all this process, and this video is getting kind of long, and I'm sorry. Maybe I'll chop it up. I don't know. We'll see. One of the things I did notice that while I was doing laser hair removal, I did wear a lot of foundation. I did wear a lot of concealer, and to try to hide that shadow while I was doing all this. So, just FYI, like the concealer and all that stuff, like definitely helped. It definitely worked. It definitely made it easier to go out in public and to function and not feel so insecure about myself while this was going on. And eventually it just got less and less and less, and it's awesome. Like give it a try. You won't be disappointed. If you can find a place that does it cheaper, like cool. Like, I mean, but just to let you know, like it definitely hurts, and it's definitely uncomfortable. So yeah, I hope this was all very, very helpful to you. If there's anything that I missed or any other questions, like I think I got everything that like I had questions about. because when you're looking at other people's videos, like, they don't talk about the price of this stuff. They don't talk about, like, any of that. They just say, oh, here's a product, I used it, and it was okay. Like, I don't know. I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm sorry. Like, these videos are to help people. I'm not here to sit here and, like, try to make money off this or try to do these things. Like, I'm trying to legit help you. I want you all to be, you know, I had no one to help me. I relied on YouTube videos, which I'm sure a lot of you are doing the same. And, you know, YouTube was like my resource center, my community center to figure out, like, what am I doing? And I wish I had more videos like what I'm doing and what other people are doing now, especially. Like, there's so many people out there making videos to try to help, and it's, you know, and I thank all of you for all of you that made the videos that helped me get to where I'm at, and now I'm trying to give back. You know, I want to be able to show and explain, like, what I went through, what my journey was, and how I had to cope with it, because everybody's going to have a different way of getting through it. So as you journey along with me, and I'm sorry if, like, the videos, I'm going to try to do more videos a week. I just, you know, I work full time and trying to do this on the side, and it's such a long process to try to get all this done, but I want to be able to help and give back as much as I possibly can. And this is my way of trying to help all of you, and to know that it's okay to be you, and to have an, you know, just live the rest of your life as yourself and not have to worry. And these are just tools and tips and tricks that I've had to go through and I've had to use, and things that I had to figure out on my own that hopefully I can share with all of you. So please, if I missed anything, if you have any other questions, please make sure you comment down below. Also, you could do me a big favor and please subscribe. Let me know that you're enjoying this content, that you want to see more. I mean, I will keep making more whether or not you do or not, you know, because I just want to give back to you guys. But also, if you do subscribe, it definitely shows that, like, hey, people are interested, people care, and people are helping, you know, we're all supporting each other. And that's the whole point of this, is to support each other. So please comment if you have any questions. I will get back to you and try to, you know, answer any questions I can as fast as I can. And yeah, like, you know, make sure you like the videos too, because that definitely shows that, like, hey, if you don't subscribe, at least like it, because then I at least know, hey, somebody's getting something out of this, and good job. But yeah, that will wrap it up. This video is super long. I am sorry. And I will see you all. Oh, a couple days, I will be doing the bottom surgery videos. That one I'm probably going to break up into, like, I'm definitely going to break that one up into, like, chunks. Probably to three different videos over the course of the next, like, week or two. There's a lot to go over. There's a lot to talk about. And one video, I'm not going to let you sit here for an hour just listening to me babble about something. Like, I'm going to kind of break it up just to make it a little easier for you to tolerate. If you can, you know, maybe you can't tolerate me and you just like, oh my God, get to the point, stop talking. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, be ready. I will start getting that all set up and ready to go, and I will see you guys in the next one.